last map action we're going to cover is Patrol the Bounds. So for Patrolling the Bounds, that's essentially where you're going to fight a beast. So we're going to get to experience some combat in Junkyard Juggernauts. So to build the beasts when we patrol the bounds, you'll always find a beast when you patrol the bounds. We're going to be drawing from the draw pile. I'm going to take 2 cards. The first one is going to become the arms of the beast. So right there, we got arms, and you look at the left word under the legs for its type. So we have a thunder something is this beast. Go to the next one. Ooh, man. This is, and go to the right name under the leg for this one, a Thunder Griffin. So we are facing a Thunder Griffin beast. So if you were to just look at this section, that's the sort of beast we're fighting right now, which is kind of crazy. All right. So unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you think about it, because these 2 elements match, as for building this beast, it's going to have its full upgrade amounts for each of these limbs. All right, so we need 8 metal for the arms. So we're going to take 8 clear cubes and just put it by the arms. So let's double check my math right here. Is this 8 cubes? It is, in fact, 8 cubes. So that's 8 metal. So its attack strength is 8. And then we're going to take 10 cubes for the bomb. You can use one of these dark cubes to indicate 10 metal. But for now, since it's easier to sometimes pull away, and instead of changing out, we're going to do just 10 cubes. And we have those available. So if we go back and look at Saffron and the Beast together and our Juggernauts all fighting, you have to determine in combat who attacks first. So the Beast, this Thunder Griffin, is going to get to go first because, again, our Mageneer element of fire does not match the beast element of wind, the beast legs element of wind, so we don't sense it coming. So it's going to attack first. We're going to give it the attacker token, and it attacks us for a total attack because there's 3 actions that a beast, a juggernaut, or a beast, a junkolum, or a non-player controlled warlord will do, and that's based on the rules. And you'll have to look at the combat section for that. The first 2 for beasts, though, is something called the total attack, where they just damage you with their attack strength, and you get to determine how it's distributed to you. So if we're being attacked for 8 damage, that's going to go to our Juggernaut. Now, we have a few options. We could just take the damage, which I don't suggest. I don't want to just lose metal, because the more metal we lose, the slower we are and the less powerful we are. So our hit points, so to speak, and our overall power and speed are all linked together. So instead, we have a few options. If we look at our Saffron card, we have our reaction. So the beast is taking an action of total attack, and we're going to react to it. So we can from our reactions, we can dispel, which is where we use a potion, and we have one potion we got from that quest we completed, to totally cancel the action. We could do a speed block where we disable our strongest limb, which if we look at our Juggernaut, let's see, our strongest limb looks to be our either our right arm or right leg. So we could just determine which one's disabled. But we disable it, then we take no metal damage. We could, if we had a charge, one of these charges, on our Juggernaut up here in its name slot, we could also counterattack, but we don't have that right now because that requires an action called Focus Charge. So for now, you know what? Let's go ahead. I don't want to waste a potion. Let's do a speed block. Our speed is, we can't. Our speed is actually 10, and this guy's speed is 10, so we cannot speed block because our speed has to be higher than it. So we're going to use a potion. So we use a potion, and now when you use a potion, it triggers something called the Dispel Overpower Contest. That's tracked over here. So when a potion is used for a Dispel, it goes up 1. Now, the attacker can try to overpower your Dispel by paying another potion, and then I would have to pay 2 potions, then 3, 4, and just goes back and forth until whoever pays the last amount of potions is the winner of the contest. Now, if we go back to our beast, beasts generally don't get potions. So we don't have to, this is a good thing. He can't do anything with the potions, or he can't overpower our Dispel. So his attack is canceled. And we're going to go back to the Dispel Overpower contest and put it back down to 1. It resets. So his action is over, and now it's going to be our action next. So now it is a Saffron's turn. She's the attacker. She has some options. She has a total attack, a target attack, and she can do a focus charge. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a total attack because I really want to get his speed down. And when I do a total attack, I'll damage my target for my attack strength, which right now is 10, and then I'll come off one at a time against a non-player. So we'll do a total attack. Oh, but I just realized his speed's not higher than mine. The Thunder Griffin still has 10 speed. I still have 10 speed. So the Thunder Griffin won't be able to speed block. And they have no potions, so they have to take the damage. So we're going to attack with total attack for 10 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And really, you could have just done 5 and 5 and split the difference, but that's how damage is supposed to come off, especially if there's like 3 limbs and it's hard to calculate. So 10 damage gone. Now he's left with a attack strength of 3 and a speed of 5. Now it's back to the Thunder Griffin's turn to go. He's going to go to his second in his action selection sequence, which is still total attack against me. So total attack me for 3. Now my speed is much higher. So I'm out of potions, but I can do something called a speed block, which is my second reaction. And I will put a disable token on my strongest limb, which is going to be either my arm or my leg, since they're both at the 6 metal tracker. I'm going to choose my leg so I can still attack at full strength. So a disable essentially means that I can't use this card for amplify rolls, which we'll get to here in a second. I can't use it, and it doesn't contribute to my speed. So currently my speed is 10. Well, now it's actually 4 because this is disabled. It would have been 10, but with this disabled, my speed is only now at 4. All right, but I was able to block all the damage from his attack, from his lightning strike or whatever he's attacking me with. And now it's my turn to attack again. I can attack with 10. And let's see, I believe I have enough. Oh no, here's what I'm going to do. One more thing I'm going to do. I am going to play, I could have done this originally, but wanted to show you a little of the back and forth. Now I'm going to play an amplify effect. So this is the cards from our hand. This amplify effect is Battle Rage. So your attack strength is ×2 for this action. So the action I'm taking is a total attack, and now my attack strength is going to be ×2. So 10 × 2 is 20 damage. But before that goes into effect, because this is a fire card, it amplifies fire magic across all of Galmany. So whether you're a player in combat, a non-player in combat like the Beast, or you're a player that's not in combat, if you have a fire limb, like Saffron has a fire limb, or you're the Fire Mageneer, then a surge of fire magic goes into you, and how that is shown in the game is through an amplify roll table, which is on this little chart, also in the rule book. So I will roll a die for each limb and or Mageneer that matches the amplified element. Now, however, because this limb is disabled, I don't get to roll a dice for it. But I have, my Mageneer is fire, so I will get to roll for her. So let's see what I roll. I rolled a 5, which you can't see, but believe me, it was a 5. Now, if I look at my table, a 5 means I get to take a shield. So I get to take a shield. I put it on my torso, and a shield will allow me to take any amount of damage from one source, and it gets reduced down to 5 damage. So I'll still take 5 damage. So someone can hit me for 6, If I use a shield, I'll take 5 damage. Someone could hit me for 600. Not that there's ever been an amount that high, but let's say there was, and it would the shield would absorb all of it, but 5 damage. All right. So I amplified. The surge of fire magic went out. Because this matches my element, it actually goes into my used cards pile instead of just getting immediately junked. Let's say I had used this card instead for Amplify, Overdrive. If I use that, it would get junked. But because fire matches my Mageneer, it just goes into my used cards, which will go back into my hand after combat. So with that, the Amplify taking place, giving me essentially 20 damage output, we're going to do that total attack against the Thunder Griffin Beast. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 come off from here. I'm not going to do the back and forth, but 8 come off. Each of these count as 1 extra hit that can be taken. So these get hit now because there's no metal on them. Then these are destroyed. These limbs are destroyed, but they absorb damage in of themselves. Let's say I removed all the metal, but not enough damage to destroy the limbs. The beast or the Juggernaut or the Jungle would still be alive. And let's say I did an Amplify roll like this, and I rolled a 4, or they rolled a 4, they get 4 metal back. So there's still a way to come back from certain death, even if you don't have any metal on you. But we did enough to destroy these limbs. So usually when a limb is destroyed for a beast, you turn it over like this. Because they're both destroyed, we don't have to worry about that. And now we go to the wrap-up of the beast. So wrap-up looks like this for a beast. First, we put on the number of potions that equals the Warlord Power Multiplier. Since the disables come off after battle, I'm just going to go ahead and take this one. That was the potion on the other side of disable. Put it on here for loot. My used card is going to go back into my hand. I get to keep my shield. That lasts until I use it for the rest of the game. And then I'm going to roll for loot for this Jungle. Now I get to roll 1 die. You roll the number of dice that's equal to the Warlord Power Multiplier, which is up here, which is currently at 1. I roll 1 dice, and I'm trying to roll a 1. If I do, I'll get to take loot. I'll get to take extra loot, and I'll show you that in a second. So I rolled a 5, which means I just get to take this potion as loot. Let's say I rolled a 1, though. Rolled a 1. Then I get to take a quest card, and without doing the quest, I would just get the reward in the middle. So I'd get this reward the way, just because the beast dropped this as loot. So we get the potion. One last thing is I get to, if I want, I can take any of my power cards in hand and swap them with one of the limbs of the beast. I don't get to just take a limb, but I can swap one of the cards in my hand with it. And I think I'm definitely going to swap this 3 Overdrive with this 5 10 Not Today card, which has a Nope ability and is also really powerful. Now I still have 4 cards in my hand because I swapped them out. Something I do want to make sure you're aware of. It's in the rules, of course, but 3 of these cards are power cards. If I ever have more than my hand limit, my current hand limit is dictated by the number of available charge slots I have. So I have 5 available charge slots. So that's my limit of power cards. If you're playing as, let's say, Hobart, your hand limit would be 3. So if I was playing as Hobart, I'd be at my hand limit. And any card after that, any power card after that, I'd have to discard one of the cards in my hand. Quest cards don't count toward that. But we have finished the beast. Now the beast cards go back in the junk pile, just like that. We have finished patrolling the bounds. We still have to roll for overnight corruption spread. We rolled a 4. So another corruption comes out up here by Port Powers. And that is the introductory tutorial mission for Junkyard Juggernauts. We went and met the locals at the quest giver. It disabled and gave us the quest. Then we went to, I believe we stayed there and we augmented. Then we went up to Elder Canark and completed the quest we got from me and the locals of the quest giver. And then we traveled down to the brigand camp. even though we could have done the meet the locals at the brigand camp, we want to do patrol the bounds, and you can pick whichever one you want at each location. Though some locations like Fixer's Ferry or the RR Pass don't have a meet the locals condition. But that is the basic overview of those camping and traveling in Junkyard Juggernauts.